All right, so I discovered this new tool. You can create a new podcast in minutes with AI. If you go to ClipCast.ai, it has this video here. It's about 6 minutes that you can watch that really walks you through it. You can create your podcast show with an AI assistant wizard and then select your voices for your podcast speakers. You can actually clone your own voice or a voice you have the rights to in minutes. And then create your podcast episode with the AI assistant wizard. And then effortlessly generate your podcast script with AI. Process and publish your podcast with a single click. When you go to the website, you can listen to the original voice and then the cloned voice. And then these are AI voices that you can choose from. Pricing ranges from $47 to $397 per month, depending on how many shows you have, how many minutes you need. So I haven't actually used this yet. So this will be my first time using it with you. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have created a trial. So let's see how this works. All right, so here you can listen to different voices and choose a voice that you would like to use. But honestly, it depends. If you're wanting a kind of a faceless, generalized podcast, you could use an AI voice. But what I recommend, if you want a podcast to build your know, like, and trust factor, I recommend cloning your own voice. I went ahead and created a fake podcast. But to do that, so if you haven't created a podcast at all yet and you're starting from scratch, you can say create new podcast and enter in all this information. It'll kind of walk you through some different prompts. And then when you actually have the podcast, you can add your cover art here. If you have an intro music or an intro ad or something like that, you can enter that here. And then an outro here. Let's see. So you can clone your own voice. So you would click add a new voice, and then you will have had to have already recorded your voice in a tool like Descript or something like that, and you would have to upload it here. Now, I do recommend if you are wanting to build a know, like, and trust factor and build authority and credibility, you will want to use your own voice. But if you're wanting a nameless, faceless, general podcast, you can go to library. You could also add a new voice, like if there's an AI voice that you like somewhere else, you could do that as well. Just upload it here. Or you can use any of these. Let's listen to a few of these.
The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This simple fact has been observed by humans for thousands of years. In the heart of the city, there is a large park where people go to relax and enjoy nature. The park has a beautiful pond with ducks and swans.
Okay, so depending on what plan you're on determines what voice you can select. So you see how these say standard, but then you get into premium. So if you want the standard plan, you only have these options.
The library is a quiet and peaceful place.
The train chugged along the tracks.
In the kitchen, the aroma of...
The beach was a popular spot on a hot summer day.
Let's just go with this one, right? So I'm going to save it to favorites. Save. So after you've selected your voice, you go back to podcasts. And, this is assuming you've already created your podcast. If not, you would create your podcast here. And you would go under view. And then you would say create new episode. Let's just do this for now. Let's just see how this works. Okay. So it creates this description. Let me just copy and paste this. Okay. So it's creating the key points to cover, the description. So, and you can even set the length. So let's do 5 minutes. Tone. Let's do encouraging, intro, yes, outro, yes. Okay. It's generating the script. So here is the script. Okay, so now it is processed. So now if you click this, you can listen to it.
Welcome to Amplified Authority, AI for Entrepreneurs. I'm Shimmer, your guide through the dynamic world of artificial intelligence and its transformative impact on podcasting. Whether you're a seasoned podcaster or just beginning, the insights shared today aim to equip you with the knowledge needed to unlock AI's potential in your creative journey. As always, I encourage you to experiment with these tools engage with your audience. Most importantly, continue creating content that resonates. Until next time, happy podcasting.
Right, so that's pretty good. So you could schedule it out. So you see how awesome this is? Like you could actually create, actually, you know what? Let me try something real quick. Let's add a new voice. Okay. Let's add a new voice. Oh, library. Let's pick this one. Okay. Now, let's go back to podcasts. View, create new episode. Now we're going to do conversation. We're going to go interviewer is Shimmer, and interviewee is Onyx. Length, let's also do 5 minutes. Tone, reflective. And then, of course, if you have episode-specific podcast artwork, you could upload it here that's specific to the podcast episode. Okay, so save episode. Generate script. See, you can even edit, like, the words that they say. Like, la 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 la. It creates a script for you, but you can edit it. And you can switch back and forth between who says what. Let's go ahead and process it. Honestly, this is a game changer. You can completely create a completely AI generated podcast. So if you don't like to be behind a mic or a camera, or if you don't even want to use your voice, like if you're creating a podcast for your business and you just know that you need a podcast and you just want a podcast out there for people to discover and to know, like, and trust you and build your audience, engage your audience, grow your email list with different CTAs, hopefully get clients and customers. If you don't want to be behind a camera or behind a mic, this is an awesome opportunity. All right, now let's listen to this one and see how the interview style or conversational style podcast would sound with 2 different AI voices.
Welcome to another episode of Amplified Authority, AI for Entrepreneurs. I'm your host today, Shimmer, thrilled to have a great conversation on leveraging AI for effective podcast marketing strategies. Joining me is my excellent colleague, Onyx, who's got a wealth of experience in AI and marketing, especially in the podcasting space. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Shimmer. I'm doing fantastic and really excited to dive into today's topic. AI is such a game changer in podcast marketing, especially for entrepreneurs and content creators who want to extend their reach without getting bogged down in minutia.
Absolutely. AI offers some fascinating tools that can really streamline.
So yes, you get the point. It does sound a little bit robotic, but if you really don't want to be behind a mic or a camera and you really don't want to spend hours editing, because the nice thing about this is you really don't have to edit because the sound quality is just, it's already there. So if you want a podcast and you want one quick and you don't want to spend the time or the money, or you don't want to buy a mic, you don't want to get software, you could totally do this. And so they also, now I'm not actually creating a podcast right now. I might in the future, actually, an AI podcast. But since I'm not creating one right now, I'm not going to actually publish these. So they're still in draft status. But when you publish them, it'll actually publish to the different platforms. So it's basically like hosting your files and everything. It's an all-in-one platform. So I mean, I think it's a game changer. And again, there are others similar, like Notebook LM can do this. And there's some others as well. If you're thinking about doing this, you might just want to research and try out different ones. See, a lot of these softwares offer free trials. Like you see this, you have 6 days left on your trial. So you could easily try these things out, create an episode, and just see which one works better for you, is more user-friendly, which platform you like better, the UI of it. Pricing varies, of course, quite a bit as well. So I encourage you to check it out. And if you go to ampmyauthority.com/tech, I actually have a link to ClipCast as well as some other AI generated voices, AI voice cloning, the different software programs for that. So again, that's ampmyauthority.com/tech, TECH. And that'll list out a bunch of different softwares that you can use to create AI generated voices, AI voice cloning, some editing, and whatnot. So I hope this has been informational and eye-opening, and I'm curious if you do end up using it, reach out to me and let me know and what your experience was, and I'd love to take a listen to your finished product.